Hello and welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We are so glad you have joined us today. And before we get started, please feel free to subscribe to the podcast to get updated every single week when we post something. And also check out thecollegeinvestor.com to dive deep into everything that has to do with financing and even starting side hustles and, of course, all things investing. You can also follow us all over social media. Just search for The College Investor and you'll find us. All right, today we talk about what is beneficial ownership reporting. Interesting stuff. All right, so the Corporate Transparency Act passed in 2021 is a law that was passed to make it harder for bad actors to launder money in the United States. While the law was passed over 2 years ago, companies will only need to start taking action to comply with the law in 2024. So starting at the first of this year, existing companies will have 1 year to file a beneficial ownership information or BOI report. This report will provide detailed information to the United States Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. So, if you own a small business, a partnership, an LLC, anything like that, you're going to need to file a BOI report in 2024. Here's what you need to know about it. First off, let's talk about what all this is about, a BOI. So starting in January of 2024, all corporations, partnerships, limited liability companies, LLCs, and foreign-owned companies doing business in the U.S. are required to file benefit ownership information, BOI reports, to the United States Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. Existing companies have until January 1st, 2025, to complete the reporting requirement. Companies that form in 2024 will have 90 days to complete the filing requirement. Those that form on or after January 1st, 2025, will only have 30 days to complete the report. At a high level, the beneficial ownership report will provide FinCEN with information about the people who own or control a company. So the idea is that this information will make it harder for illicit actors to use shell corporations or other financial and business structures to launder money. So what information are you going to need to provide in the beneficial ownership information report? So BOI reports will include 2 parts. The first part involves information about the reporting company, which is the business structure, and the report will include the following things: the company full legal name, trade names, these are the DBA names, current United States address or the primary location where the company conducts business, jurisdiction of formation, this is the state, tribe, or foreign location where the business was formed. Foreign businesses also have to provide the state or tribal jurisdiction of first registration, a taxpayer identification number, TIN, or employer identification number, EIN. The second part includes information about beneficial owners and controllers of the company. This part of the report will include the following information about all owners and controllers: full legal name, date of birth, complete current address, social security number, or a foreign equivalent, image of a U.S. passport, state driver's license, ID issued by a U.S. state or local government or tribe, or a foreign passport. Alternatively, a person or reporting company can request a FinCEN identifier. A FinCEN identifier is a unique ID that can be used to complete a BOI report. This identifier may be useful for individuals who are beneficial owners of a whole bunch of corporations. So you might be asking too, does my company need to file a beneficial ownership report? The beneficial ownership reporting requirement does not apply to all companies. It only applies to foreign and domestic companies that were by filing a document with a Secretary of State or any similar office or Indian tribe. Since sole proprietors don't really file a form when they get set up, they don't need to file this report either. Yeah, this is good news for casual side hustlers who haven't set up an LLC or a corporate structure. Additionally, trusts and foundations that haven't registered with their states will not need to complete this report. The full list of exemptions is available on the FinCEN, that's FINCEN website. Aside from these limited exceptions, owners or controllers of other companies and corporations do need to file complete these reports. So will my information be included in the beneficial ownership information report? The BOI report will include tax and legal information about beneficial owners and company controllers. So, a beneficial owner is really anyone who owns at least a quarter of the company. A person with substantial control over a company includes senior officers, members of the board or of directors for a company, or any other people with substantial influence over the financial and business decisions of a company. This definition is a bit squishy right now, but companies can err on the side of sharing too much information rather than too little. Who can access my beneficial ownership information? So, when you file this BOI report, the information may be provided to federal agencies, state, local, tribal, foreign governments, and financial institutions. In general, though, these entities may only access your information if the information is needed for law enforcement activities. The entities also have to keep your information using appropriate security protocols. Now, we get to how to file a beneficial ownership information report. The FinCEN hasn't released a form that allows companies to complete a beneficial ownership information report. When the form is released, which is sometime early this year, it will be available on the FinCEN BOI website. Unlike filing taxes, filing a BOI report is supposed to be simple. We'll see. Most company owners should expect to spend a small amount of time on it. The form will be available electronically, and most report filers are expected to file the report electronically. Should I pay someone to file this BOI report for me? Small businesses with only like 1 or 2 owners, like myself, probably won't need to pay a third party to complete a BOI report. It is designed to be simple and complete using an online form. Now, larger companies and those with more complex ownership structures might want to go ahead and enlist help from an accountant, at least, to complete the filing for the company. Some final thoughts before we wrap up for today. The BOI report adds another hoop to jump through for small business owners, but most domestic business owners should be able to complete the form and the report without too much difficulty. Ideally, though, completing this report will help FinCEN make the United States safer, and it will make the economy fairer for all businesses. And that is our show for today. If you want to dive in, this is all brand new stuff, I'm sure, to most of you. You can find this article with all of the links and the things that we talked about today, the link to the FinCEN a website and everything else at thecollegeinvestor.com. Copy, paste the title of the podcast right into the search bar and you'll find it. Also, questions, comments, anything at all. We'd love to talk to you and get to know you. Just follow us all over social media at The College Investor and you'll find us. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon. And Happy New Year!